welcome to another episode of the Walking Life's Journey podcast. For those that are joining us for the very first time, we say thank you. You've made it into the community. Those that continue to show up week after week, we appreciate you so much. I am one of your hosts, Nikita White.
And I'm Lorenzo White.
And I'm Keandra White.
And together we make the White family. So before we dive in, let's make sure everybody knows how to find us. Yes, they found us here, wherever here is, because I don't know if you're watching this on our YouTube channel. I don't know if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, but those are all the places you can find us. But make sure you go over to the Walking Life Journey Facebook group where you will get a daily dose of motivation. Matter of fact, I got to share one that we had in our community.
Go ahead.
So we share things every single day, every morning. That's going to help you get up, out, and moving forward. So one of the ones that we've shared over the few weeks was thinking and focusing on what you can control and what you cannot control. So many times on this journey called life, you get so tangled in the things you can't control. But you know what? How about you focus on what you can control, and that's all that's going to matter. So that was in our community. And then we shared just something for you to ponder on. But because despite what you feel, you are not too much, you are not too sensitive or too needy, you are compassionate and kind. And without or with anyone's acknowledgement or affection, you are enough. So if you need that little dose of motivation, or if you know someone that can use that little dose of motivation, make sure you join our Walking Life's Journey Facebook group. Okay, now, what we talking about, fam?
You tell me. What's written down? What we got going on today?
Well, this topic came from the Mister. And it's a topic that made us kind of sit back and think. Because sometimes I would have said yes. Sometimes I would have said no. But I got a true solid answer about this topic now. And the topic is, how open are you to hearing about yourself from other people?
From other people, y'all.
I was tongue twisted. I want to make sure I got it the way you wanted it to come out.
Hey.
How open are you to hearing about yourself from other people? That's a twofold question. I don't know. Mr. White, kick us off.
Kick us off. How open are you to hearing about yourself from other people? Well, I'll speak for myself. I know at times I feel like I'm very open. You know, I'm always willing to learn something new. Don't mind accepting constructive criticism. But at times I find myself, depending on who the speaker is.
Yeah, say that.
Or depending on the way in which the message is delivered.
Yeah.
I find myself getting a little.
Ooh. What you get?
Like I don't really want to hear that.
Definitely
but at the
depends
same,
on who it's coming from.
Definitely, because it can come in the wrong form, in the wrong way, in the wrong manner, in the wrong tone, and everything else wrong, even if the message is right. That can have you step back and kind of reject something that could be good for you. So, for me, I always try to remain open, but it really does depend on the intent of the messenger that's telling me. It depends on how it's being delivered. It just depends on a lot of things. But for myself, I always take a step back, even if it's coming from a person that I truly don't want to hear from. And I try to find the value in what's being said versus just automatically dismissing it. I try. Keyword, I try. I think it's a constant thing for me to continue to just stay open. But it's not like, oh, yeah, I'll listen to everything. I hear things. I hear everything. But whether or not I listen to it is completely different, because it could be meant to derail me off of my path. So it just depends on how I feel at the time.
Yeah. Well,
what's being said, who's saying it, so forth and so on. So
I think out of all that you said, the one word I just stuck with me, like, bam, it hit. What was the intent? Yeah. What is the intent? Because some people try to make things stick on you, and you got to say, that ain't me.
That ain't me.
So that word intent is good. Keandra, How open are you to hearing about yourself from other people? Tell us what you think.
I think I'm really open to hearing about myself, but it definitely depends on who it's coming from and whether or not they have good intentions in what they're saying.
That's that word again.
I think that's really the biggest thing, because some people just say things about yourself, and the way it comes from, it might have attitude behind it. It might have a little bit of jealousy behind it. So you never know, like, if they're just coming, like, attacking your character at that moment, or are they really saying it from, like, a good, like, giving a critique place.
Like
So
that.
let me ask you this: is that something that you had to learn how to do, as far as being able to accept that constructive criticism?
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I did not like hearing anything bad about myself.
Tell the
anything
truth,
I
shame the
did
devil.
wrong. It definitely
That's true.
It definitely came from getting older.
Okay, so from learned experiences, and I don't want to put words in your mouth. It came from getting older.
Yeah.
You don't want to elaborate on that? Learned experiences.
Learned experience.
Okay.
I don't remember exact situations. I just know when I was younger, I hated criticism. It hit me too deep in my core, so I had to learn how to just let it bounce off me, like build that outer shell and take it in like a grain of salt or a grain of rice. Is that the same? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Or
That's
rice, or
Yeah.
Any grain.
or pepper.
Whatever grain you
Or-
want to use. That's true though. But I do. Now I'm glad you brought that up. Because, yeah, when you were younger, somebody could say something and you was, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, we emotional people anyways.
Mhm.
So depending on where it's coming from, it can hit. So I think from those learned experiences, you learn how to hear the words and then decide what to do with the words later.
So why do you think it is that it hits, or that it used to hit? I'll still say for myself, depending on what it is, it hits me because I'm one that tries to make sure all the T's are crossed, all my I's are dotted. So when somebody tells me about something, I don't know, is that coming from a place of ego? Like, okay, I got this right, and then someone like, you ain't get that right.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of, I take a little shot sometimes, but I ain't saying that I'm perfect. I ain't trying to be perfect. I just be trying to get stuff done.
I think it is a place of ego, and like you were saying earlier, it depends on how you feel at that moment. Because I do have a recent, like, it was my senior year of college, and we were doing our final presentations. So it was the whole year we were working on our final collections, our final presentation. In the design world, you have to make these like technical illustrations where it's like very tedious, and you have to put every like stitch detail, zipper detail in it. So I had my whole presentation set. I got up there, presented it. I did a great job presenting it, and then at the end, she went back to my technical flats, and she was like, I would never hire you with these technical flats. These are awful. You're missing this. You're not doing this, doing this. And some background information, I was up all night the night before just to wake up at 6 a.m. And I was working on those exact thing, putting those details in because it had got deleted previously. So I was constantly like redoing it. And I had sat there and put all those details in, but I had messed up at the end when I put the color, so it kind of blended it in. And we presented it on a projector, so some of the details are kind of fuzzy too. So everything she was saying, I was like, I just put all that time in. So then after that, I kept it together. Then I went to the bathroom and just broke down. But it was also like being sleep deprived, then hearing she would never hire me, and I just like, I put all this work in. So like you said, depending on how you're feeling at that moment and knowing everything you put into it, it could definitely hit differently.
That's a great example.
It is. That's a real good example because it shows at different times. It's not even the person that the information could be coming from. It's the times and what do you have going on right then and there in your own life. And like you said, you had stayed up all night. So really you didn't have any sleep. And now you get, I go back to, I get in my feelings. We emotions are rolling because I remember that call and I was like, girl, you got it. And then at the end, just tidy this story up. What did you end up winning after you showed your collection?
I ended up winning the Dean's Choice Award and the most innovative. But even my teacher had heard about it. She was like, I heard you were emotional. She was like, you had one of the best presentations. I was like, well, in that moment, all I was thinking about was her critique that really hit me.
One person.
Yeah.
One person.
One person.
One
can
person,
change
y'all.
it for you.
Yeah, one person can change it for you.
We ain't even gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. So, the question on the table today is, how open are you to hearing about yourself from other people? Intentions.
Mm-hmm.
What are your intentions? You gotta know people. And I say, sometimes there are strangers. They don't know who you are, and they walk up to you and they say something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, depending on what that word is. Again, this is why I say I can go either way with this question, because I think about my own journey in life, and I think about there was a time that I was not as strong as I am today, and I could not tell you I knew exactly who Nikita Dontanya White was. But now, yes, now I know who I am, and so that those words hit different. But even though those words may bounce off, it's still something about that dig of those emotions. I'm an emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
So I can stand there and take it with straight face, but it's going to take me some time to just let that sit in. Mm-hmm. And while it's sitting, what do I need to throw back in the trash? And what do I need to take? Because I'm not going to tell you I dot all my I's and cross all my T's. I try. Mm-hmm. Oh, I try. But anybody that has seen my handwriting, sometimes you can't tell an I from a T.
Facts.
So,
big facts.
Okay, y'all.
Can't read it at all.
So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it get a little messy. Mm-hmm. So with that, it depends on the timing.
Yep.
It depends on the intention. It depends on the person. Mm-hmm. Because a person that loves me, and I know you love me, you can get away with probably telling me more things.
Right.
Like, cause I'm open.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm open because your correction doesn't come from a negative place. Your hypeness doesn't come from a negative place. Because sometimes people hype you up to get you to do some crazy mess. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people tear you down because you're getting too close to your actual destiny. Mm-hmm. But I look at the person, and I can receive it when I know I trust you. Mm-hmm. I can receive anything when I know I trust you. I will allow you to talk in my life. There are certain people that I know I cannot receive words from. And you can talk to me all day and I sit there and I'm engaged, but I promise you, before I walk out of wherever I'm walking at, them words are gone. Yeah. They not even sitting with me no more. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask this then. Do you think that it is important to be able to hear about yourself, regardless of who's saying it? Do you think that it's important to be able to hear about yourself from other people?
Yes.
Like, what's benefits from it?
Absolutely. So because you might think you're one way all day long, yeah, but to actually hear how you come off to other people, I think that's really important.
I know your mom, when she's in her cohorts and all these other trainings and stuff like that, they do exercises where people have to write what they see or write what they feel about another person in the group.
Look at you. You've been listening to me.
I pay attention.
What?
Every third Thursday of the month.
Oh, okay. At least I get a day.
Yeah. But when you have, as you said, a way of thinking about yourself, and then you hear other people say things, but it truly doesn't sit in, and you truly don't feel it. But when like a whole room of people says the same thing, it makes you have to at least consider the fact that, or to consider it that, okay, maybe they see something in me that I don't see in myself.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think that is definitely an important skill to have, to be able to sit in whatever you're sitting in, take in what somebody says, and decipher and discern what you keep and what you discard.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's a part of growth. If you stuck on, I got everything right.
No.
Oh, you can't tell me nothing, because I'll shut down quick. If I'm telling somebody something out of love,
and
not saying that everybody needs to receive what I say, but you get tired of that saying, you on that hamster wheel. Hey, you tell them stuff. Hey,
teachable at all times.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, when you can no longer hear anything, that's a bad place to be.
Yeah.
Remain teachable.
Yep.
Listen. Even like I said, even when my moments of shutting down, I'm going to listen. Because you might just say something I need to grab hold to. But I'm just going to make sure everything that comes out your mouth isn't going to be who you think I am.
Oh yeah.
Because people think they know who you are because of something you have said or some action or some movement you've done. But sometimes people put things on you.
Mhm.
So I'm just big about what you're going to put on my name and what you're not.
Absolutely.
Now, if I'm not around and you done dogged my name, it'll come out in the end. Somehow, somebody's going to come and tell you something, or you're going to be around in a certain atmosphere, and it's not going to feel right. It's not going to feel right because all that gunk is sitting in the atmosphere.
Mhm.
So I always tell people, if you know my character, if you really know my character, can't nobody come and tell you I said nothing against you.
Absolutely.
If you know my character.
Absolutely.
And if I did say something, it's something I probably use the situation to talk to somebody else about, to let them know, oh, we've dealt with that.
Yeah.
You can overcome that.
Yeah.
You got that. We did that before.
Oh yeah.
But if you know my character, and that's all that matters, but you got to know your character too.
Yeah.
You got to know who you are, because if not, you'll fall for anything. Anybody can come and tell you who you are. Know who you are. Work on who you need to be. That's all I got to say.
That's
That's
it.
it.
I'm open.
That's all.
All right. She
I'm
said she
open.
open, y'all.
Just don't come with no mess.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to dog my name. Don't try to dog me. Tell me things like, girl, you heck of a smart. Heck of a smart.
I'll tell you that.
You heck of a smart. I mean, you can say things like that. Like, hey, I like how you did that activity today. This is good. This is what I see when I see you. Oh, wow, you might need to work on that.
Yeah.
Let's work on some of them words sometime, because you say things like heck of a smart. So I'm just saying, tell me things that's going to help me grow.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, it's going to help me grow.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Stop saying heck of a smart.
Heck of a smart.
Heck of a smart. What
Well,
does that
I
mean?
want to say,
I got it.
a heck of a smart. That just sound better coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe hecka smart.
Heck of a.
Okay.
You don't like that? I do have a bachelor's, a master's, working on another degree.
And
I'm educated.
Neither one of them in English though. So
And I said that if y'all go to Walking Life Journey Facebook group, what do I say? I have these degrees. I don't tell you these degrees to boast or brag. I tell you these degrees because neither one of them are in English, which means I'm going to miss a comma. I'm going to miss a period. I'm going to say heck of a, or I'm going to say something that you might be like, where did that come from?
absolutely.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I tell you. I'm just saying. That's part of who I am. I make up words
True.
all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. It's okay.
See, I know who I am. I know what my flaws are. I know my pros. I know my cons. I know where I can use some more teaching.
Yep.
And I'm open to it. That's it.
That's all
That's
that
it.
matters.
Sounds like we are open.
We are open
Yeah.
to hearing about ourselves.
Just laugh. You guys, that is all we have on that topic. We want to hear from you. How open are you to hearing about yourself from other people? Because guess what? As we are walking this journey called life, you are a key piece to your story. See you next time.